Hi there, today on this James the Bike Guy, we're unboxing a brand new Praxis Works Girder M30 mountain bike crankset. So this crankset, as you may know, used to be branded under the brand of Turn, and now Praxis Works has taken all of this in-house. Let's go ahead and get it open and see what comes inside. So when you purchase one of these, you end up needing to choose what size chainring you're going to do. And so I went ahead and went with the Praxis Works 32 tooth direct mount chainring. This chainring itself is pretty neat because it is direct mount. It's incredibly light, and as you can see, we'll try to zoom in and see if you can get a look at that. It's actually a wave design, so go ahead and look at those kind of teeth on this chainring. So that allows them to get really great chain retention with a slightly different format than, say, what you might get with a narrow wide from a company like SRAM and their X-Sync. This chainring, as I said, is actually incredibly light. So if we put it on the scale, it's only 61 grams, which is really quite good for a 32 tooth chainring. Let's go ahead and put that aside. So next up, we'll go ahead and take out our non-drive crank arm. So this looks similar to the first generation, but you can definitely tell it's a little bit sleeker. It's got some anti-seize on here, and really is quite light as well. So we'll go ahead, check out what this weighs. So your non-drive is 225 grams. And finally, let's go ahead and take out the drive side chain crank arm. So the drive side here, we'll go ahead, take out. Also super light. You've got that direct mount pattern there. So these screws actually will come right out, which will allow us to be able to install that 32 tooth chainring. So we'll go ahead and pull these off. So what is striking about this crank is it does feel super light for an aluminum crank, but the other thing is there's an air quality that that definitely is here. You know, the finish is super nice, and the crank just looks great. It is hollow forged, of course. We're looking at 170 millimeter versions. Just for the sake of it, we'll go ahead and weigh the crank without chainring. But so the crank without chainring, drive and non-drive, is 534 grams, which is pretty darn light. And then we'll take our crank arm here, and what you're going to go ahead and do is line up the two kind of slots for the crank arm's retaining bolts here, and then it's just going to nest right in place. And if you look at that, that is a really slick looking mount. And then all you do is screw these screws right back in. So now that we have that screwed on, you can see this is quite a good looking crank. The direct mount chain rings just clean up the look so much. And with chainring, you're talking 601 grams for the crank set. It's a great deal considering these are fairly affordable and incredibly stiff. You get that benefit of the nice large 30 millimeter spindle there, and it's perfect for your bike. This one's going to be great. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.